Hi, this is Sung and I'm the Principal and Director of Sky Academy, and in this episode what I want to do is look at triangles in particular, but look at a concept called congruence. Now congruence just means that two shapes have the same shape and the same size. If two shapes have the same shape and the same size, in other words, they're absolutely identical to each other, except for the fact that one might be a little bit left or right, or up or down to the other shape, or maybe kind of in a different orientation, then apart from differences in orientation and position, then if for all other intents and purposes they're identical, in other words they have the same shape and the same side, then you can say that they're congruent, right? You say that numbers are equal, but you say that shapes are congruent. So that's what congruent means, all right? Congruent is the adjective, it's the describing word. Two triangles are congruent to each other with a T on the end. And congruence, the noun, or the quality or the characteristic that two shapes have the same shape and same size, okay? Now when it comes to triangles, there are 4 tests that show that one pair of triangles or two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay? And the tests basically rely on the minimum information that you need for two triangles to be equal. And each of these tests require a minimum of 3 things to be equal to each other in order for the congruence test to be satisfied. Okay? And here are the 3 tests, or the 4 tests, sorry. I don't know why I said 3. The first test is SSS. So SSS stands for side, side, side. Right? The second test is SAS, side, angle, side. AAS, angle, angle, side. And the last one is RHS. And this one only applies to right angle triangles, because RHS stands for right angle, hypotenuse, and side. Now let me go through each one of these tests. SSS. You need 3 bits of information to show that two triangles are congruent. SSS means that the 3 pairs of sides must be equal to each other. So in this particular pair of congruent triangles, this pair is equal to each other, this pair is equal to each other, and this pair is equal to each other. See how you've got 3 pairs of sides that are equal to each other? Yes, alright. And if you do have 3 pairs of sides that are equal to each other, then it satisfies the SSS test, the side, side, side test. Okay? So that's the first test. The second test is called the SAS test, which is side, angle, side. And let me just go on an aside here. You need 2 pairs of sides that are equal. So in this case, you've got this pair of sides that are equal and this pair of sides that are equal. And the angle that you need to show is equal is the included angle, the angle in between them. Okay? If it's not the included angle, then it won't work. Okay? The third test is what we call the AAS test, right? And oftentimes, students have a bit of a laugh about the AAS test because of the way it's spelt, but it stands for angle, angle, side, right? Angle, angle, side. All right. So what you need to show is that one pair of sides is equal and that 2 angles are equal, right? And oftentimes 2 pairs of angles are equal. Now, the 2 pairs of angles that are equal, right, have to be the angles that are on either side of the common sides, okay, the common pair of sides. So this angle has to be equal to that angle, this angle equals to this angle. If it was upside down, then it would be this angle would be equal to that angle, and this angle would be equal to that angle if it was upside down, okay? But in this case, the orientation is that this angle is equal to that angle and that angle is equal to that angle, and the side joining both the angles is the side that we need to show is equal as well. Okay? And the last one is what we call the RHS test, and this test only applies to right angled triangles. And in this case, you need to show that that both triangles are right angles, that their hypotenuses are equal, and that there is another pair of sides that is also equal. If you show that those three things are equal, then you can say that these two triangles are not equal, congruent. Okay? So this is basically the 4 tests for congruent triangles. I'll stand over to the side so you can have a look. Okay, but what I'm going to do in the next episode is go through a proof that involves showing that 2 triangles are congruent to each other. How do you prove that? How do you communicate that proof, right? Formally. Okay, so we'll do that in the next episode. But thank you very much for watching.